What's up everybody, Arrg the Pirate here, and today we're going to be returning to Ghost Recon and checking out the new expansion, Fallen Ghost. Now, I picked up Fallen Ghost shortly after it was released. I believe I might have even got it the day of, and I really enjoyed it. But it can get pretty repetitive, and there were a few other games coming out that, I was really interested in, so I kind of set it aside. Coming back to this expansion, I see everything is fully upgraded, except this last section called Fallen Ghost. And I'm assuming that you will upgrade this section within this expansion, which is kind of its own little world kind of universe. I do have a lot of unlocks for weapons since I did purchase the expansion when I originally got the game. I just have not played it yet. Well, let's get into the game. So while I was getting everything set up for my recording, I missed out on the cutscenes, and I kind of really don't know exactly what's going on. I do see there's a downed helicopter and we're supposed to investigate that, but it's surrounded by Unidad enemies. So I'm using my drone to kind of scout the area out. Now, with the drone, you can use it to look in areas that have that kind of glowing purple circle around it. And there's guaranteed to be an enemy in that, maybe even two. Once you scout them with either your binoculars or your drone, or even your incompetent AI teammates spot them, they will turn into a solid purple or red dot, depending on what type of enemy it is. Now, I kind of scout out the area, and I'm going to use my synchronized shot to really take out the four-man groups. Now, synchronized shot, what it does is it allows your AI to hit one target. They get one target each, and then you will get the fourth. You can use your synchronized shot to also clean out enemies on the outskirts, and you never have to engage. So while you're using your drone, you can say, hey, take out these enemies while they're by themselves. If you see here, I was able to take out all four enemies with one shot, with my AI able to take out the opposite two. Right here, I get spotted or start to. I'm not going to use my synchronized shot since it's on cooldown. I'm just going to kill these two enemies extremely fast. This will keep them from alerting everybody and, keep helicopters and everybody swarming in on you. If you do engage but miss a shot or don't kill that second enemy fast enough, he will alert the entire camp around you, and they will then go on alert and really start to engage on you. Now, this kind of engagement is really the only downside I have with Ghost Recon. It says, hey, there's one guy that spotted something funny. The whole camp now knows exactly where you are. It's really kind of that older traditional style, and while it's not bad, it really kind of takes the stealth out of a game. If you mess up, you can't really fix it unless you run away, wait a little bit, and then come back. Now, in this first mission, you're supposed to investigate this crash, talk on this radio. I ended up not talking on the radio, so I bailed out of this vehicle, end up speaking with it. Unfortunately, I parked on top of it and had to back up and then get back to it. But it tells me to go to a next location. Now, I did just drive straight there, so I'm being engaged on by enemies. You can tell this by that red circle around the minimap. It will go yellow when you're being hunted. That means, hey, the enemies know you're there, but they don't know where you are. When you're being engaged, that means you are straight up being shot at. I now jump out of my vehicle, kind of go check it out. I'm still being hunted, so I'm no longer engaged. They no longer know exactly where I am, but I am being engaged on. Now a little pop-up comes up, but I don't like reading, so I just smash X off of it, and I'll figure it out. Skip ahead to when I'm actually approaching the enemies. And I keep hearing these snipers go off, and I'm being spotted, but I don't see anybody. And then I see this invisible guy walking right here, walking around like the Predator. So this is something new that's been added to this either expansion or in the past expansion. I'm able to take both these invisible guys out. I've got another guy shooting at me, and take him out, then head to the cabin and really see what's going on. In the cabin, there are some food parcels. Now, food parcels are items that are used to upgrade those fallen ghost abilities. I haven't really looked over the ability tree, but I know I will need them, so you want to make sure to pick them up. There is also a crossbow, which bows are new. I did not play with a bow. I don't think there was a bow in the game in the original vanilla. So I'm really interested in trying out this crossbow, seeing, hey, maybe it doesn't alert enemies. You know, maybe there is an advantage to using a crossbow other than, you know, pinning people's arms to a wall. Now, after visiting that cabin, I come across this huge base that I'm supposed to find someone to escort them to a safe house. And so I'm going to pull out my drone, fly around, really scout out the area, try to, you know, down that outside enemies before I actually have to go in and hard engage the enemies inside. I'm having a little bit of trouble seeing, so I go ahead and switch to my thermal vision, which there is a night vision as well. And this really, you know, kind of makes the enemies pop a little easier, and they're much easier to scout with this drone. I kind of get the whole base scouted for the most part, get the alarm system scouted so I can take that out fairly early, and really just spend a little time, you know, looking, checking out this base. Now, I did not find every single enemy, but I found most of them. Now I'm going to start trying to infiltrate this base, take out the enemies that are kind of by themselves, or, you know, walking with just one or two other guys. Right here's an example. This guy has a shield above his head, so he needs to be taken out first. And I didn't wait until my skill shot or my synchronized shot was on him, and I ended up having to take him out as well. But luckily I got that headshot on him, and, you know, no harm, no foul. Now, I did find my target. He's inside this big bunker that's just to the right of me. So I want to get this area right in front of me cleared out, and then I'll go pick him up and jump in the helicopter right in front of this building. One thing to note is the AI never misses a shot, but they are pretty dumb. They don't go into certain areas that, hey, if you circled over here, you could get a clean shot on this guy. And they also sometimes are able to shoot people straight through walls and, you know, mountains and stuff. So it's always best to use synchronized shot to see, hey, maybe they can actually get this shot when it would require me to, you know, make a huge effort. After I take out that alarm system, I circle around, kind of come to the front of this bunker and really get an idea for what these enemies inside this bunker are actually doing. That way I can set up my synchronized shot, pick the target that I want to kill, and hopefully get some success that way. Now, these enemies are deep inside this bunker, and my AI is not circling around. So I end up taking off the mark on one of the easier targets that I can get from the opposite side. I head around, and then we kind of sandwich the enemies. They shoot one way, I shoot the other. Now, if you are playing with your friends, you can't use synchronized shot near as easily. Synchronized shot still works the same, but the AI doesn't miss shots, and your friends do. So that's really important. But Ghost Recon Wildlands is so much funner playing with your friends. You can blow them up with some C4 every once in a while, or, you know, y'all just go in guns blazing, you know, someone's driving a truck with a minigun, you know, that kind of thing. Now, I was able to talk to the guy to you know, kind of complete the mission. He's going to follow me to this helicopter. I definitely want to pick up the supplies, and we're going to just take out that enemy just so he doesn't spot us flying away in the helicopter, get in this helicopter and fly to base, and that's going to kind of wrap the mission up. Ghost Recon is a really fun game to play, especially when you're playing with your friends. Now that it's been out for a few months, it's probably dropped quite a bit in price, and I would definitely recommend picking it up, especially in this kind of slow time for games coming out. You know, we've got a few months before we really start seeing some big releases. Well, as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, show me some love, write me a comment, let me know how I'm doing, and think about subscribing. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.